Hey everyone, welcome back to another Stock Market Open live stream. Today, we've got start with a response to Maddie here, who says, Jerome's gonna rug the whole AI space next week. That sounds like somebody who's missed out on the AI rally. I don't know about that. I don't know. First of all, Jerome, I don't think is specifically targeting one sector over the other, but remember the AI space isn't driven by you, like a consumer. It's not driven by us as individuals. It's driven by the most cash-rich companies that exist that do not want to become irrelevant. It is very difficult to fight that machine. And instead of fighting the machine, and no, this is not a paid placement, you could still now go to apple.com here 26 minutes after pre-ordering started and order your Apple Pro Vision. It looks like it's still indicating it's available February 2nd here if you buy today. So I'm kind of watching. I always like doing this. It's like almost a pastime when you look at a new Apple product coming out. You kind of gotta watch the delivery time frames to see if they go up at all. I think it's kind of interesting to watch. So far at least, it looks like no. So it'll be really interesting to sort of measure how folks respond. Anyway, then you've gone today at 7 a.m. You'll have the University of Michigan sentiment, expectations, and inflation read coming out. We're looking for 3.1 on the 1 year, 3.0 on the 5 to 10 year. Now, this inflation survey will be the preliminary number. So, in other words, when it's the preliminary number, it could get revised substantially. If Powell was targeting one industry, it would be housing. He said, since he did state at the beginning of the cycle he wanted to make affordable to new homebuyers again. That's not what he said. Let's make crystal clear what he said. He said, if I were a home buyer right now, and this was in May of 22, if I were a home buyer right now, I would wait for some kind of pause or reset. He did not say, I want to make housing affordable. Those are very different, very, very different things. Just saying. Small clarification. Yeah. So if you're in the camp that a recession is coming and the Fed will cut rate fast, will the market rally because of rate cuts, or will it tank because of recession fears? Well, I actually think you'll have a continuation of what is proving to be the Nike swoosh, the volatile Nike swoosh, but what is proving to be the Nike swoosh. So I know it sounds like deranged, but that's my base case. I actually think recession or not, like I literally have a playlist on my channel. It's called Recession or Not, Here We Go. And it's kind of when I do like my market updates, I put it in there. And it's because I believe it. I believe literally recession or not, the volatile Nike swoosh is forming. And I think we're going to look back in 10 years and, you know, the stock market will be like over here somewhere. And yeah, there'll have been a lot of crap in the meantime, but you'll look at this and go, damn, look at that nice Nike swoosh. I don't know. That's just been my research since, frankly, the bottom. Now, with that said, I do think that there are going to be a substantial amount of individual stocks that will suffer. And the stocks that will suffer the most will be the companies that show that they've lost all their ability to raise pricing, the companies that show they've lost their capability of having a competitive margin. And I'm not saying everybody's margins are going to compress. I think everybody's margins are going to compress, but that is healthy. It's healthy for margins to compress. But you need to flush out between the companies that go from like good margin to bad margin, or from margin to no margin. And so I do think there's a large consumer subsect that will perform poorly. I'm not entirely sure, obviously, exactly which way everything will go. But recessions are so backward looking that it's not going to matter. We could literally be in a recession right now. I don't know that it matters so much. The biggest concern is how much do we get in terms of joblessness. That's it. That's the biggest tell. I mean, we talked about that pretty regularly here, so we'll see. Anyway, the next GDP Now update for Q4 GDP expectations come out today, actually, and then we will finally get our Q4 GDP read. This will be the advance read on the 25th. So that is 6 days from now, which means we'll be sitting at next Thursday. Next Wednesday, we are looking at good old Tesla earnings, and we're getting into tech earnings again, so that should be quite entertaining. Then we will have, between now, really, and next, Tesla week, so to speak, we got existing home sales and University of Michigan. 5-year break even did shoot up again. Not great. 5-year break even, inflation expectations, unfortunately, back to 2.3%, probably on Red Sea drama. If you go to the site ehack.com, where I like to post news, go to ehack.com. What you'll find there, and I'll go ahead and put the 5-year break even up there too. I should do that. But if you go there, what you'll find is that there are currently estimates for how much the Red Sea disaster might add to consumer price inflation in the Eurozone and the United Kingdom. Less so in the United States, that's why there's not even an estimate for it. But I think that's probably one of the contributors to the 5-year break-even rising again. So, not fantastic, but could also be sudden and temporary. The 5-year break-even is volatile, but up on the 5-year. So I'll write that down really quick. 5-year break-even, sitting now at 2.31%. Yeah, so you'll be able to see now, actually, that that's up quite a bit since, well, unfortunately, the Red Sea crisis. Yeah, if we look at the bottom, well, January 11th. It's probably when we were around the Yemeni strikes against Houthi targets within the last, maybe a little bit before that. But anyway, that's the bond market for you. Let's take a look at what bonds are actually doing today. It looks like in the pre-market, indices are green across the board. Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Oil's been sitting at 78 bucks. It has had such a tough position moving off of 78 bucks. It keeps trying to break 80. It can't. It can't break 78. It just can't do it. Oh, the 250. I think that's 256 max. But really, the 256 got pushed back to March. How do you see it? I wonder. Oh, maybe people on X are posting about it. If I just say, I think what you need are people posting screenshots of it. That is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think if you were going to get it, like, what do you need all this massive storage for? So, who knows? Let's just type in Vision Pro and see what comes up. That's very interesting, though, to see that that get pushed back. Thank you for that heads up. Let's see here. Yeah, it's funny. Most people are just making fun of the Vision Pro. Just kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. So, I don't see the pushback date, but I'm kind of curious about that. Fab. Yeah, well, maybe you're in the actual tooltips, so good for you. Apple is giving 25% off to employees for their Vision Pro. Wow. Maddie here says Vision Pro will be a flop. Oh. Let's see here. Man, there's another one for me. Literally could have bought 80 and below just a few years back, thinking the market is overdoing it on them, unless World War III is actually here. Well, yeah. I'm really enjoying eHack. Thanks. Oh, thank you. Well, appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I like the eHack. I really got to focus on carving out, make sure we got enough time carved out in the day for it. Okay, so, but I think we're getting better. Okay, so, because I think it's a big priority for us. All right, so next, we are going to look and see what else is going on. We've got Spirit. Spirit says the deal is not cancelled. I think it's funny when you get companies that are like, oh, no, we're not giving up. It's like, bro, the U.S. Justice Department and a federal judge agreed with the U.S. Justice Department in suggesting that a combination between Spirit and JetBlue would end up hurting consumers. And Spirit's response is, no, combining our companies will actually help consumers. Okay, probably going to need a stronger argument than that one. I hate to say it. All right, anyway. Okay, so what else? Next. Is lifetime supercharging transferable through sale? I don't know. That's a very good question. Cyclicals will have a tough time getting a boost from earnings. For European stock, underperforming cyclical stocks need to show that the worst is over with Q4 results, and that will be a tough hurdle to surmount. Yeah, that's probably true. Cyclicals would be like your manufacturing stock. Look, Tesla. Then you've got unlikely duo of AI and government keeping the recession at bay. Yes. The fiscal stimulus of the government has been pretty strong. And AI has certainly supported stocks. Which I think is funny because I think, frankly, Tesla is one of the best AI plays. I mean, they will sell you, 12, what is it, $10,000 or $12,000 now of AI. They'll sell you a subscription for it for $200 a month forever. Pretty incredible. I know a lot of people still don't trust FSD, but I just don't want to drive cars without it. It's so good. It's so much safer. You either use it or you don't. You know, it's one of those things where you can't really convince someone, and that's okay. So now let's take a peek at what we have here. At the pre-market. Holy smokes, look at Wayfair. What happened over here? And look at NVIDIA. 580. It's going over 600. Wish Tesla had a dividend. Ew. Why? Why would you want a dividend? If you want a dividend, no. Why? Why do you want to pay taxes? Usually people don't say that. It doesn't make sense. If anyone needs AI the most, it should be the airlines. Yeah, it's going to be a long time until you replace any kind of, like, pilots or whatever. I mean, I'm all for, like, automation in the cockpit, as long as you have, like, capable people flying. So, what else here? Tesla's going to hit the pooper again this morning, says someone here. Okay, all right. Mayfair cutting jobs. Maybe you meant Wayfair. Let's see what we got. So Wayfair. Wayfair rises after cutting 13% of global workforce. I'm telling you, folks, people don't realize how effed up the stock market is about to be. Yes, dividends in an ETF pass taxes onto you. Yes, they do. So, you have to remember this. It's really important to recognize that when businesses announce layoffs, companies get excited because it means more margin. Stocks go up. The problem with that is what? You have less people with jobs. Now, technically, we still have job openings. But once job openings are gone, or it's hard to get, or you start getting a worse job, spending goes down. So it's very bad. It's not good for the economy to see a lot of layoffs. There will be a lot of right sizing. And so that right sizing is to be expected. That's what we saw in the Fed Beige Book as well. firms right sizing, but a lot of firms are holding on hope that like revenue is going to go up this year. I don't know, man. If you didn't save up to get that revenue or have revenue to cover your butt this year, you might be sorely disappointed. So we'll see. We shall see. Somebody here writes, finishing a computer science degree and seriously worried about how AI impacts my future job prospects. I think you'll be just fine. Just become an AI software engineer. Can't beat them, join them. There, your salary just doubled. Thank me later. Buy the courses on building your wealth, link down below. Coupon code expiring January 31st. It's all about what you do with a problem. Problems are normal. Concerns are problem. Fears are very normal. It's all about what you do with them. All about what you do. Yeah. Inflation across all sectors because of climate changes. First pilot landing was done in, I think you mean the 70s. That's why 5G network was approved with a gap in bandwidth. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. I was laid off in October, says David. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you find a new job? I'm a little concerned that you wrote I was laid off in October and you didn't follow that up with, but then I got a new job. I mean, unless you didn't want a new job. Did you get an Apple Provision today? Bro, is the Pope Catholic? Do bears poop in the woods? Okay, both of those quotes are from Robert. Shout out to Robert if he's watching. He's a good guy. Great guy. Let's see here. Just ask GPT to recreate a course. You know, there's no way you'd get the same perspective. And I'm okay with that. Like, go ahead. Use GPT. More for us to pick up. More money, more deals for us to make. Yeah, if you think GPT can write to like basically do your job for you, I don't know if you're actually a programmer. Laid off in October as well, but took me a month only to find a new job, and it seems better. Well, good job, Mr. Volkswagen logo here. Not yet. I've been interviewing, but not landed one yet, says David, the person who originally mentioned that. Wow. That's crazy. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That does suck. Do you plan on adding any BTC to... Oh, well, I'm not allowed to read certain things yet. Soon, maybe one day, I'll be able to speak freely. Let's rephrase that. Do I have an intention, personally, would I have any interest in adding to the BTC ETS right now? I don't know. Like, I feel like if I was gonna buy more Bitcoin, I'd be like, I want it in my wallet. Like, it feels wrong. I don't know. Like, I know that's totally silly. Like, it's better to get the SIPC insurance and go through a regular broker and sort of the traditional ecosystem. But I think what always made me so interested in crypto was like this like renegadeness of it. And it's like, do I really care to buy an ETF for Bitcoin? Not really. Do I really care to buy the gold ETF? You know, like IAU, I think is a good one. It's more of, I don't know if it's an ETF. I think it's more of a mutual fund. But anyway, no. Yeah, I don't know. That's I guess that's just a reaction I have. Anyway, so Wayfair. I'm gonna write this down really quick. Wayfair. So what do we got here? Wayfair job cuts. All right. So the stock presently up 15.27% on 13% of global workforce being cut. Let's see here. 1,650 employees to be affected. Focus is annual savings of over $280 million. Yep. I expect this will continue throughout industries. Yeah, I think there's every company that, well, maybe not every company. Like, we're hiring, right? Like, we're in final stages on interviews for either 1 or 2 devs. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not sure yet we need 2 devs, but there's a chance we need 2 devs. We've got a really big, wild project. And that honestly might turn into a dev team pretty fast. But anyway, yeah. I think startups are a little bit in a different world. But in terms of just normal industry, I think everybody can pretty much lay off. So I wanted to, let's see here. I was reading this a little bit yesterday. What did I have here? Okay, Bank of America thinks Javier Milei is off to a good start. I thought this was really interesting. They were really excited about the cutting of expenditures in Argentina, strong devaluation of the currency, and their tentative IMF deal. That's pretty cool. And then this was also very interesting. The good old bears over at TS Lombard suggest that China is not combat ready, let alone for launching what would be one of the most ambitious amphibious assaults in history. They talk about basically the People's Liberation Army not being ready. They suggest the years-long campaign to clean up the military have in fact decreased its combat capability, at least temporarily, with opportunities for non-military gaff now removed. Gaff or graft? Graft. Is it graft? I just said graft. That's like theft, right? To unite plants. Nah, it doesn't sound right. Isn't it? I thought it was gaffed. What's gaff then? No, maybe not. One of them, whatever the theft or embezzlement word is. Personnel may have been pushed to more egregious appropriation of actual war material to previous levels. Impossible to verify, but there's a widespread dismissal apparently going on in the military. Irrespective of motives, we conclude that the armed forces, driven by political, discipline, and corruption issues, is ultimately one that is not ready for combat. No, it's not grip. Like, it's graft. Like, at least that's the word they're using. It's the word that that implies like theft, embezzlement, and corruption. So, what's the word that means theft, embezzlement? Boy, that's not a word you write often. And corruption in, say, the military is it's like you get a higher contract. And then you take some for yourself, right? Is it graft or gaffed? It is graft. Wow. It refers to the use of one's person or authority for personal gain, especially through dishonest or illegal means such as theft, embezzlement, or corruption. The word gaffed is not a recognized word. Damn. Yeah. Now, and so how does that compare to grift? Related but distinct. Both are illegal or dishonest. Graft was the political role. Grift would be like petty frauds or scams. Pyramid schemes. Oh, like a Bernie Madoff. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it has to kind of do with like your political positioning. Or whether, what's going on. That's really interesting. So, yeah, we did talk about Spirit. Where are they? I wonder what they're doing. Do I have them in here? Save. Up 31%. Well, so remember, before the collapse, they were at about 16.5. And even though they're up 31% right now, they're still at like half of where they were. Interesting. Ooh, Max, good call. Ford cutting Lightning production, affecting 1,400 employees, but adding a third shift for Bronco and Ranger, adding 900. Yeah, they're just giving up. It's crazy. Our armed forces are barely ready. Oh, no. Oh, no. My coffee. Ooh. All the storage options delivery estimates are in mid-March. Wow. Someone did report that Apple is only producing 60 to 80,000 units. Is it high demand or low supply? Yeah. Ooh, FTX. FTX would be a grift. Yeah, because they were a scam or fraud. That's a really good comparison. You're right. Grafting is like joining two plants together. Yeah, that's why I thought the word was weird. Yeah. Somebody goes, oh, that's a good one. Somebody writes Goolsby is the right word. Oh, what a burn. What a burn. Oh, poor guy. You know, I think he has such a hard, he's had such a hard start, at least from public perception, because, you know, he's a little bit of a weird guy, and he's the new guy, you know? It's like the new weird guy. Why do all your companies have the word hack in them? Oh, because we found ways to make big dollars, baby. Or you're writing Goolsby because Goolsby was talking this morning. Goolsby says inflation data will dictate rate path. Oh my gosh, wake up and say something new, would you? Good Lord. Let's see what Goolsby of the Fed has to say. I don't know, that was just convenient timing then of the phrase Goolsby. Is he, did we miss him on CNBC? Oh, this is now the Delta CEO. Whatever. The summary is, seen surprising progress on services inflation. Wow. Seen surprising progress on services inflation. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the beige book, we're kind of seeing that. Need to see more progress on housing inflation. Oh, don't you worry. Like, there are some real patent pending hack. There's some real problems with housing coming from multifamily supply. Yeah. Thoughts on Plug? Ooh. You know, I didn't used to love Plug, and I don't know that anything has changed. But I'll look at Plug in just a second. I'll give you an opinion on it. So, but anyway, market should be focused on economic data. Okay, that's old news. As inflation comes down, opens door for rate cuts. Oh, interesting. Fed not facing imminent threat to labor market. Well, Kevin disagrees, but okay. So let's get some Plug data for you. Plug stock. I need investor relations. Okay, somebody here says they're going to back up their Cybertruck and load up on Tesla stock if it's in the 140, 150 range. Jason wants to know why we're not touching Atlanta. How do you know we're not touching Atlanta? You know, we were. We've explored Atlanta. I don't dislike Atlanta. So, SEC filings. Let's go get the last Plug report. It's going to actually be somewhat interesting to see the latest Plug report. Do we have a Q? What do we have here? 10Q. Okay, I got a 10Q from November. All right. So let's see how much money they're burning. That's the biggest question for this company. It was, what's your cash flow? Cash flow. All right. Plug Power, net loss. Just a little under $100 million per month with operating cash flows of negative $863 million, plus burning another 500 basically over here. Oh boy. Okay, 484 plus 863. Ooh, 1.347 billion being burned in 9 months. So you're definitely burning over $100 million. I mean, if I divide 1347 divided by 9, you're burning about $150 million per month. Okay, how much money do you actually have to be able to survive? If you're burning $150 million per month, and you only have 2 months of cash sitting right here, I'm a little nervous. That does not look good. Available, securities available for sale. Okay, so I have, let's add this together. Okay, so I got 111 226, 389 equals, we have inventory of $1 billion, so that's good, but I'm not going to add that in here. I just want to look at quickly payables. Now I'm going to take off 293 minus 154 minus 17. No, I don't need. I'm not going to take off the deferreds. So I have, if I take off cash, well, but payables are going to be affected in cash flow anyway. I have enough cash to pay some of my payables now, but if I kill, where's the long-term debt? They don't actually have a lot of long-term debt. That's actually impressive. Very little long-term debt. Sorry, that's supposed to be highlighting this white line right here, but I can't. There we go. So you've got 726 divided by 150. You got about 5 months left. This report was based on September. So October, November, December, January. Oh, you're a month away from being out of cash. Fantastic. So you're a month away from being out of cash on this sucker. Are they at all even remotely close to making money? Remotely close? No. They're... Bro, no. No, they're not even gross profitable. No. It's so bad. No. When net revenue is 200 mil and your cost of revenue is literally like, what is that? 336. It's a little more than 1.5 divided by 198. Oh, for every dollar they accept, they spend $1.70 on gross. Then take off OPEX off the top of that. Oh no. Their OPEX isn't that large, I have to say. 136, but it basically doubles their gross loss right now. I mean, I guess that is pretty loss. But I mean, their OPEX right now is 70% of their revenue. But they're not even gross profit. I can't touch this. Oh, no. No. So if I now go to, they need to raise money. They're out of money. Plug Power falls 17% after disclosing $1 billion stock sale plan. There you go. Like I said, they were out of money. I could have told you in September they were out of money by February. And there you go. Yesterday, they raised $1 billion in a stock sale plan. There you go. So now they have an extra billy, which is going to last them 6.6 months, approximately at this burn rate. So that's going to take us to about September again. That's what happens. That's what happens when companies are public and they suck. They just destroy the investor. Plug Power. Anyway, so there's your analysis on Plug. And you should have seen my analysis on Plug when it was at $75. I didn't like it then either. So, okay. Very well. Okay, so what's up? Spirit, Wayfair on Drama. You've got Trade Desk at 66. NVIDIA knocking on the door of that 580 number. So we got to be clear. Wayfair is not going up because all of a sudden sales are up. They're going up because costs are coming down. Got it. Palantir, 16.5. What is Bitcoin doing? BTC, USD. Nice to have questions pre-planned. Good acting. This person actually thinks that the questions are pre-planned. You know, if you were a course member, you'd know that's not true. But it's okay. I don't need... The funny thing is, use here, but use Hayden. Like, nothing that I did was just that hard. Maybe it was hard for you. You got some... You know what? Link down below. You too could sign up to be a course member. We take all kinds. Not sure when to start adding to Enphase. So Well, you know, look, Enphase and Tesla, these are interest rate sensitive stocks. You're not gonna, you can't expect big rally moves until rates really start plummeting. So it does suck. But I think, you kind of blink and then all of a sudden the stock's more expensive. So it's going to be interesting. Am I the only one that Elon has been dragging Tesla down? Focuses on Twitter, politics, drugs, free speech, arrives late to Tesla meetings. I honestly don't know how much of a difference it would make. I know it's easy to kind of lash out at him, but honestly, how much of a difference is it really going to make? I don't know. I mean, rates are what they are, you know. I cannot mention the name, but we are easing humanoid robots now. They aren't made by Tesla either. Well, I mean, there are a lot of... Look, if I... thank you, Nathan. Kevin is one of the best analysts on company fundamentals. Thanks, man. If I had many billions of dollars, I would be in robots. That's what... I'd be like Robot Hack. Somebody here in the chat named Simand literally thinks that I can dilute ETF investors. You'd have to be so unknowledgeable of stocks. Like you saying that implies your knowledge of stocks is quite frankly negative. It's pretty funny. But it's also pretty sad. Okay, good. So, all right. Now, let's go, let's see what else we got. So, negative knowledge. Knowledge. All right. So, what else do we have here? Alarian says markets have overpriced the speed and depth of cuts. Yeah, I don't know about that. There's an argument to be made the markets are actually underpricing cuts. Let's see here. Blackstone's taking some company private, some real estate company. That's fine. Starbucks, McDonald's could be hurt by perceived war stance. Oh, okay. Boring. Tesla shareholders shrug off governance concerns. Well, I don't know. I mean, the stock's been like straight down all year long. I don't know. Yep, there it is. Apple Pro Vision orders slipped to March in a sign of early demand. Apple's long-awaited Vision Pro mixed reality headset finally became available for pre-orders on Friday. And the product went on sale at 8 a.m. They were first available to be delivered February 2nd. But delivery dates for all three models quickly slipped to March 8th to March 15th. I did not realize that. I think you have to really go deep into the getting started to see the delivery dates update. Let me try. So it's kind of cool. You gotta go in there and do like your Face ID and stuff, so they can farm more of your data, make it even more profitable. All right, let's hit the little pre-order button here. Get started. Pre-order. Ah, who dare would pre-order these? Anyway, all right. It's honestly, it's not even loading right now. I don't know. To me, that might be a sign of some demand. Their crap literally isn't loading. Do I have VPN on? Let me see. Oh, I do. That could be part of the reason. I mean, I generally always have the VPN on. Okay, let's try again. Loading? No, it's still pinwheeling. That's crazy, even with the VPN off. So this is what happens when your company announces more margin. Your stock go up 14%. Oh, what else did I have here? Oh, we talked about the China one. I had another one written down here. I still can't get that Apple Store to load. That's very interesting. The servers. It's either the phone or some server problems. What else here? Oh, positive fiscal year 2024 earnings inflection is possible. Although stocks have rallied in sympathy with falling rates for Q4, EPS revisions around upgrades and downgrades have been soft. And 2023 fiscal year EPS growth estimates have been trimmed as a result and are now standing at negative 3%, at least in Europe. And that could lead to making 2024 easier. All right, move your head. Okay, they want to like head ID you, I guess, to do the bands or something, to make sure it's a good fit. There we go. All right, scan complete. All right, I just gave away all my data. Your face has been measured. All right. Let's see here. Get started. I don't know. Let's just say no on glasses. No on contacts. Have you had surgery for monovision? What the heck is monovision? All right. So if I go to the 256 GB version and you go to buy, no Apple Care because that's gross. You are looking at, it says March 1 to 8. So I don't know if that just went down again or what, but that says March 1 to 8 for me. So does the 512, and so does the 1 TB. So Bloomberg here says it's 8 to 15, so maybe it's location dependent. But yeah, out here in Cali, it's March 1 to 8. So it got kicked back about a month. Well, guess we'll see. Okay. So what else? Hut dropped 30%. Now instead of being called Hut 8, it's called Hut 5.5. Oof. Yeah, I want to visit their mine in February. Hut 8 mining. So, oh yeah, how does it drop 23%? What happened? Oh, they probably had to issue shares. I mean, that's what happens with the stock market. Dilution. Bookings for Spirit were strong. Nice, Max. Yeah, they're trying to combine that with the idea that the deal's still on. All right. HUD 8 reports $65 million amended and restated credit line with Coinbase. Okay. The CFO sells $253,000 of shares. CEO sells $1.4 million of shares. That was at the end of December. Oh, there was a short report. Yeah, you're right. J Capital issued a report saying it's short the digital asset mining company. Be warned. Oh, here we go. We are biased. Well, that's okay. HUD 8, we have uncovered USBTC is backed by promoters with a history of legal trouble. HUD 8 recently merged with USBTC, US Bitcoin Corp. Without the merger, we'd have a structured bankruptcy. Founder CEO is a 30-year-old used car salesman from Vancouver with a history of pump and dumps. I'm just looking at a very quick overview here. Their auditor was sanctioned for violating PCAOB rules and standards. Their North Bay mining facility has been non-operational for an extended period of time. Nothing but buzzwords. Find out who's selling this AI equipment that supposedly they're buying. Yeah, looks like a short report to me. Wow. Yeah, these short sellers, they put a lot of work into their short reports. But it's also generally very aligned in one direction, right? Short. But, or at least they try to give the impression of it. But it's interesting sometimes, like where they pull things out of. So, again, I don't know if any of it's true. I just know short sellers, they have this tendency of putting a lot of work into one very, very clear negative. It's an interesting business model. You know, I mean, think about the business model. You need, like, you know, you write a short report, and then you take a short position, and the stock goes down, and you have puts on it, and then you take your profits, and you win. Like, you as long as the market reacts to you, you could almost never be wrong. Yeah. Next. You know, we just did an analysis of Celsius, actually, in the course member live stream. We did that maybe 2 or 3 days ago. It was probably about 3 days ago, actually. It was this week. Not a bad company. Some risks, but can't say there was something glaringly bad about it. How low can Tesla go, somebody wants to know. Yes. Where's my short report on Coinbase? Well, I was short Coinbase, and that Coinbase short report is on ehack.com. And the same thing for Costco is also on ehack.com. Totally free. ehack.com. Do you think short selling should be banned? No. Short selling should not be banned. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, they're going to commercial. All right. So now what? Let's see what is going on with the yields. The yield is... Oh, and I want to see if the provision updated at all. Nope. Still March 1 to 8. Oh, but if you want the 512, you could pick up in-store Feb 3. I don't know why you need a lot of storage for this. I guess it, like, how many videos and stuff you want to put on it, and music and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. For stuff you're doing on there, honestly, 256 feels like a lot. I just think to myself, like, on a laptop, you do like computer editing and stuff, or video editing and stuff. It seems to make sense, but you know, I don't know, just throwing on some videos and movies or whatever. I'll wait for version 2.0 to go bigger. So what else? What else? Yeah, app storage. 256, man. There's so much room. And how many apps are there going to be for the first, you know, couple years? Not many. Okay, what's going on at Ally Financial? Let's find out. Ally Financial. The idea is to have it replace your computer. It ain't going to replace your computer. You might be able to use it in certain environments, but it ain't going to replace your computer. So, let's see here. Ally Financial. Total deposits up a smidge. Revenues up a smidge. Margin down a smidge. This was a very in line with expectations report. Boring. What do you think about Musk's reactions on Twitter? You know, I'm so numb to like Elon on Twitter at this point. I kind of just think it's funny at this point. Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Guess who's back? Japanese rates rejoin the party. Brent crude back in the throes of 80. No, it's not. It always gets rejected by 80. $79 right now. I mean, how many times has it been getting rejected by 80 here in the last, I don't know, month? My guess is in the last 2 months it's been rejected by 80. I know it crossed at one point, but I'm going to guess like 6 times. At least six solid rejections at 80. My guess. I'm totally guessing. So let's see. So let me go to the 3-month chart. 80. We have, let's see here. Got to 82 in November, broke below. Got to 82, broke below. Got to 83, broke below. Looks like maybe 82 might be more of a number. Sat in the mid 70s. I'll call that an 80 rejection. An 81 false breakout. I'll call that a rejection. I'll take that too. Then we've got a 78. Yeah, 78. 79. I mean, it depends how many days you want to pick, but you could make a case for there's a resistance line somewhere between 80 and 82. You could make a case for it. It's not as clear at 80 versus 82, but if you go 80 to 82, that could be right. But the band's probably a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. All right. What else? What else is going on? The Economist. I love the headline on The Economist here, just because it's ironic that The Economist covers this, but they do. That's actually one of the reasons I like The Economist. So The Economist is that Steve? I'm in Vancouver for the next week. Mining exploration conferences galore. Let's go, dude. I want to go to the mining and exploration conferences. I'm in Puerto Rico. Dang it. Are they next weekend? My birthday's next weekend. Come on, Steve. I want to go. DD on DraftKings? Yeah, we've done some analysis on that in the course member live streams, baby. Why aren't you part of it yet? Pay a mortgage early or invest. Why? Why would you pay a mortgage off early? Doesn't make sense. Kevin's attention span. Squirrel. Yeah. What else here? Ford cutting F-150 production. Well, yeah, no kidding. Oh, but anyway, so Trump is winning is what The Economist threw up here. When Donald Trump slunk out of the White House in 2021, executives at large companies sighed with relief. Now he's won the Iowa caucuses by a margin of 30 points. They're digesting the reality that this time next year, Mr. Trump could be behind the Resolute desk once again. The Economist has spent the last few weeks talking to these titans. Some were deeply alarmed by the prospect of Trump too. Others quietly welcomed the chaos. Oh, you got a whole breakdown here by The Economist on this. I mean, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but not now at least. I'll read it later. But The Economist definitely leans left. It's very obvious. They do not like Trump. Kevin, read my comment, LOL. I feel like you need to do a reply video. I can't imagine you saying that. Okay, now I have to figure out what you're talking about. Dang it, Steve. Oh, I gotta scroll up. Now I gotta do scrolling. Come on, man. It's exhausting. Where'd you say something, Steve? Reply video. I don't know what you said, and I don't know where it is, and I can't find it, Steve. I can't find it. You got censored by the big YouTube. Steve, you're gonna have to say it again. No, that's not it. Whatever. Okay. Reddit IPO in March. I tagged you. That doesn't tag me where? You can see all commenters' history now? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. I ain't got time for this crap. Just ask the question again. All right. So where are we? Let's find out what else is going on over here. So, did you actually say this? Say what? Like, I don't. Did you actually? That's like 5 times now. All right. Look, I'm looking, brah. Is it just not coming through on StreamYard or something? What is this? George Gammon. Yeah, I was with George Gammon. George Gammon video. The one on his channel? Rebel Capitalist? What about it? Still don't see it, Steve. Quote your problem, Steve. Your link is getting blocked, says somebody. Oh, George Gammon video, yes. 10 minutes into the Steve Gammon video, I said that I think we are going to have deflation, and the second wave of inflation will just drive us out of deflation. If that's what you're asking me, yes, that's what I said. The only reason I know that timestamp approximately is because I edited that video. So remember that. So if that's what you're asking me, yes. Yes, 1040 into Gammon's video titled "New Data Suggests I'm Wrong About Recession." Oh, I didn't see his new video. I thought you were talking about the video I did with him. Here, let me see. Let's go find out together. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So
before they happen. IT problems.
Hello, fellow Rebel Capital.
Okay. No, not this video. Okay, let's see what this is. 10:40. Let's find out, Steve. Okay. 1080p. All right. I don't know what he's going to say. I have not seen this.
It's simply the unemployment rate. And I had this question on one of our members of Rebel Capitalist Pro, and you could check that out at georgegammon.com/pro. But one of our members on the live stream Sunday night asked me, they said, hey, when you had that conversation with Meet Kevin, I don't actually recall this part of the conversation, but it seemed like he was saying that because unemployment is still very, very low, this means that there's a very low probability that we're headed into a recession, because you would have to see, if we were headed into a recession, you would have to see unemployment skyrocketing. And this is
So I don't recall that either. I don't recall that at all. I mean, everybody knows unemployment's lagging. We all know that. And we were talking about that yesterday. So I don't recall that at all. But okay.
a view that I completely disagree with. I think Kevin's great kid, and I really get along with him, and I would do anything to help him out. But it's not that I see eye to eye with everybody. And I would just simply point out this chart.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean, if this is just going to be a debate about lag, I mean, you have to remember, he's quoting somebody who asked a question, and George Gammon himself is like, I don't remember this. I don't remember that either. Like, that's crazy. So that's okay. So yeah, no. I mean, literally just yesterday, Steve, I don't know if you were here, but it doesn't sound like you were. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have asked that question. But yesterday we were talking about this. I don't mind being called a kid. It's okay. But this is very interesting, Steve. You might like to see this. We were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about how initial claims peak at the end of a marked recession. And we found this very interesting. But we also found that historically, as soon as claims are up 20%, you're probably walking into a recession or already in a recession. So we recognize that. That's on the quarter, of course. But yeah, no, of course, it's lagging. My big belief is I think we are actually going to go into a recession because of higher unemployment, and it'll actually be good for stocks. I know that's ironic, but yes. So anyway, we should be posting my full George Gammon video, which I think was a good video. Today we have there was a little editing mistake the first time I posted it, so we just need to get that fixed. So let's see. What else? Fabricated memories of the Matrix. Anyway, okay, good. Uranium's been fantastic. You know that, Steve. Okay, let's see how we are doing with... I want to see those orders again. So, Apple orders... Nope, still March 1 to 8. Still available at the local stores with the 512 version. There's a middle bias there, that's for sure. Okay, great. So let's go with, what are we trying to do? Let's go look at stonks. Close, close, close. All right. Boom. Hey, look, Tesla's down another 1.2%. You've got Neo, Boeing, JPM, bloody. You've got, what else is over here? I mean, a lot of green, actually. Probably a lot of people not wanting to touch Tesla until you get into earnings, which frankly makes sense. You have no idea what Elon's gonna pull off. Wow, look at the Qs though. Holy smokers. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. 402 was the all-time high, sitting at 413 now. Let's look at that on the minute chart since we got the bell coming up. And CNBC's on commercial again. Every time I look, they're on commercial. Every time I look. That is all. Steve, you're funny. I like commodities. Always telling Kevin to buy gold and silver. Yes. You know, I went to the George Gammon event. He invited me over there, and they gave me a silver coin, which I promptly gave to Jack, which I did tell them I was going to give to Jack. So, yeah. So, anyway. All right. Now what? Now what? Okay, we are looking for... Oh, I want to see the rate monitor right now. Rate cut monitor. But yeah, I am worried about the rapid rise in unemployment claims and then leading to an unemployment recession. But I think the Fed will cut very quickly then. Wow, we are low right now on the rate cut expectations. We're sitting at 53%. 53% chance of at least one cut in March. Consumers are now the most stretched since 2008, per Bloomberg Intelligence. Household equity reached record highs, yet most are house rich, cash poor. Yeah, I believe that. Least affordable housing market in more than a generation since 2008. Yeah, I believe that too. Falling refis may be contributing to higher credit card balances. Yeah, I believe that too. Well, a lot of people are going to get caught holding a debt bag. It's not good. Not good. And then, of course, if you haven't yet heard, yesterday there were more attacks on the on 14 Houthi targets. Oh, sorry, 14 Houthi missiles. Well, it looks like it was a missile bay that got targeted. Intriguing. Alrighty then. Let's get to the opening here.
And these guys are very hard on themselves.
They are. Okay.
Yeah.
You also mentioned the rails positively a few moments ago as well.
Hearing good things about Union Pacific, hearing good things about KC. I mean, really good things. And look, the renaissance of Mexico, again, post-China, is really playing a role here.
Right.
We'll get UNP earnings next Thursday. Let's get the opening bell here at the CNBC Real-Time Exchange. At the big board, it's restaurant operator Pinstripes, celebrating a recent listing via SPAC. At the NASDAQ, Kazakhstan-based online shopping app Kaspi, celebrating an IPO today. Jim, as we'll keep our eyes peeled for any kind of closing high.
Yeah, look, I think that there was a belief that the market is broadening, but the Russell not doing anything at all, just continuing to do nothing. I want to come back to a thesis that I'm propounding. I'm trying to get David's buy-in. I continue to see these Japanese companies kicking the tires of our...
Yeah, that looked like 85% green. And the NASDAQ is promptly going down on that. It's also not terribly surprising. You got to get through earnings season, folks. That's your big catalyst right now. You got to get through earnings season. And so, hey, look, Plug Power is up 2% though. Anyway, 55 bips on the Qs. We've got AMD. Look at that. AMD still moving, 165. We've actually got a Fibby here. Let's see this here. It is 164.46 is the fib. 164.46. Looks like we're kind of sitting right on top of that right now. Good old Tesla is continuing its downtrend. And uncertain for direction on the day, though. We'll see what happens. Alibaba drops another 1.5%. Birkenstock moving up. And face turns negative after being green pre-market.
Lost the lead.
And we've got TSM gives back a little bit. Intel stays stuck at 46. Coinbase still negative. Look at that. Still dropping. It's almost a proxy for BTC. As BTC drops, coin's going down. Even though I think coin's going to win in the in their lawsuit. NEO, another 4.5%. Oh, you know, it's almost like every time Tesla drops prices, all the other autos like freak out. Because the other ones aren't even profitable. It's like, how much is Tesla going to drive them into unprofitability? And the answer is yes. Yes. Apple, Ethereum, Zim, negative a couple. Apple. Ooh, Apple on the Vision Pro day, up 37 bips. That's interesting. Still March 1 to March 8th. So it doesn't really look like you're getting... It seems like whoever bought it woke up at 5 and that's it. Somebody's excited about PayPal. Bring back the sounds. What other sounds do I have? I have that.
Gain the lead.
Oh, that's the end song.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Go yourself. Is that clear?
That's what I got. Hey, Tesla's only down 30 bips right now. Tesla trying to recover. All right, let's try to get some news from the suits. Okay, somebody says NVIDIA, wow. Well, probably just because of what it has been doing. Oops. Let's go to NVIDIA. Oh, a little drop a doodle there. Okay, what else? What else? Bond market, yes. 10-2 Treasury, yes. 10-2 recessionary spread, let's go. Bonds, oh my gosh, dude, the 10 year's up at 4.16. What? Every freaking day, they're tightening financial conditions again. They're gonna make an oopsie doopsie, man. Oh man, it's not good. It's not good. Oh, the 2's up 4. Oh, it's all getting deeper into inversion. Let me see. What's our spread now? Well, today it might be, but we're still only 23 basis points inverted. So we have substantially risen on that inversion. So 23 basis points inverted. I mean, we did go up to about 19 inverted, but we're about to we're close to uninverting. You get a rate cut from the Fed, we're probably uninverting. Recession confirmed. All right, let's see if the Jan 19th GDP estimate is out. No, not yet. 25-ish minutes, we're going to get the Michigan consumer sentiment. We'll be covering that in the Course Member Live. Ooh, Canada inflation accelerates to 3.4% in December. Did we get oh, but that was Jan 16. No, we already got that. That's old news. Why is that on the front page of the Wall Street Journal then? I don't know. Let's see here. Canada. Canada just had retail sales come out, negative 0.2% versus 0 expected. Negative 0.5% ex-auto, negative 0.1% expected. Why focus so much on inflation versus deflation? It seems like stagflation should get more focus. Mostly because I don't think that's possible. I mean, I know it is possible. I guess I just don't think it's likely. Like, I think deflation is where you're going. So, you know, then it's just a matter of how much is the Fed going to print us out of that. Is your Nike swoosh recovery getting stronger, weaker, or the same? Well, so far I'd say it's actually getting stronger. Mostly because, well, when I look at the Qs, to me it draws a very delicious, sexy start to the volatile Nike swoosh. Like, you could see it. Like, remember when I drew that yellow line? Kind of drew that as giggles to try to get people to start imagining the Nike swoosh. And it's kind of eerie. It's kind of right. Now, that doesn't mean I'm in the Qs. I'm not. You know, it's kind of like you look at the Qs and you're like, damn, I wish I was just in the Qs sometimes, you know. But that's okay. So, but yeah, so I think this will continue. And I actually think it'll continue through recession as well. You know, I think the greatest example to look at is the post-1982. So you go to the it's the Dow Jones Industrial Index, but let me just type in Dow Jones over 100 years chart market. Yeah, macro trends chart. So what you want to look at is the Nike swoosh of the 80s. Look at this. Look at this. Right here. 1982. You hit peak rates, right? This is for you, Steve. 1982, you hit peak rates. Look at that Nike swoosh. That Nike swoosh never un-Nike swooshed. Yeah, that's crazy. So again, I'm not saying there won't be the jigger jaggers or recession or whatever, but and I can't guarantee it. But this, I think we are here, like where we've done this, right? Now, we've done a lot of recovering already, which is pretty crazy that we're kind of like at those previous highs. But that's over like 20 years. So I think maybe a better example would be like, what's your previous? I mean, I guess there is no really better example when you look at previous highs. But I think this is a pattern solely because of the peak rates, recession. Well, crazy, eh? See, I said A because, you know, y'all are Canadian. I love Canadians. Lauren's half Canadian. I was just in Canada. Took a boat ferry for the first time. All right, let's focus on market here. There is a risk that we could see interest rates as high as late last year, as the Treasury is expected to issue twice as much debt. Could that be a problem? I don't think so. Mostly because you have a lot more demand for you have, in my opinion, you have enough demand for these treasuries to offset the government's printing. And the rationale for that is the desire to lock in these higher yields in an environment where markets are pretty well convinced rates have peaked and are trending down. Still buying real estate and house hack? Bro, that's like asking Apple if they're still making iPhones. Like, what kind of question is that? It's like, hey, Apple, are you still making phones? You know, hey, Microsoft, are you still selling Windows? Is Kevin still making YouTube videos, right? It's like, of course, house hack is buying real estate. Good Lord. No. Far real. You got to ignore the 1965. All I'm saying is, for like, because I know that like, prices were higher there. It took until the mid 90s. I don't think that's the relevant comparison. I think you simply look at 1982 and go, in 1982, rates peaked. And even though there was volatility after that, once inflation was convincingly solved, which took like a decade rather, for people to really absorb. More closely, it took about 3 to 4 years for people to really start accepting that inflation was gone. But over the next decade, markets just went basically straight up. You had, you know, Black Monday in there, the crash of the late 80s, early 90s recession, the soft landing in the mid 90s, the dot-com bubble, the Great Recession, all of it part of the Great Nike Swoosh. Crazy. Is Kevin still shilling eHack? Can you shill something that's totally free? Let me ask. Can you shill something that's totally free? Yes. Yes. Then the answer is yes. Okay, good. So what else here? Tesla's about to gain the lead by maybe being positive 1 basis point. Oh. Ooh, Bitcoin continues the plummet. Womp, womp, womp. Coinbase. Ooh, I had a rebuy target for Coinbase on my short at 118. So I wonder what it'll do at 118. That'll be really interesting. I mean, honestly, it's just turned into a proxy for shorting Bitcoin. And so that'll be really interesting. And Bitcoin's doing a little droppy doodle right now. Yeah, look at that drop off. You went from about that 41 level, just plummeting right now. And Q, stable. Oh! What? It's not working. My button's not working. Gained the lead. There. All right. Let's see what else we have. Suit's got anything else to say? Chip gauge on the brink of a fresh record. Yep, no kidding. Following AI enthusiasm, short yields climb on Goolsby's remarks this morning. We've got tech stocks set to lead Wall Street higher. Yes. New real estate bond deals are a promising sign ahead of real test. Real test still lies ahead, though. A bond deal by one of the names. Brink of interest rate surge. Blah. Markets need to back away from early Fed rate cuts. That's fine. Nasdaq's right. Wrong price is usually a recipe for trouble. During the dot-com bubble, stock traders had the right idea, but no clue how to price that view. That's actually very common. Like, you could be right about the economy, but not know how to play it. Very common. I'm sometimes a victim of that too. But let's see here. Now they are grappling with much the same issue, only this time substitute.com with artificial intelligence. Okay. See, the difference between .com and AI is that AI chips actually make AI companies money. The .com bubble was like a profitless era of, oh my gosh, it's the next great thing, right? So there's some opposites there that I don't think that's super fair, but that's okay. I'll keep reading the perspective. I'm okay to understand, or I can read countervailing perspective. I actually more prefer to read things that don't agree with me than read things that do agree with me. I hate reading things that I agree with me. I'm like, bro, I try to recoil from confirmation bias. The NASDAQ 100 surged to a record, putting it within striking distance of 17,000, enough to induce vertigo and anyone looking at valuation measures. It's a no-brainer that artificial intelligence will change the face of technology as we know it. It might even boost productivity, which can augur a profound shift in everything from economic growth to currency valuations. So one can relate to such enthusiasm for tech stocks. The trouble, though, is coming with the right price tag on stocks given the transformative potential. Back during the go-go days of the internet fever, traders bid up anything with a .com tag attached to it, yes. Some of the market's most favorite AI bets, such as Nvidia, are now trading at a prospective PE of 46. While that may sound astounding, it's not uncommon to see multiples of 70 or 80 during frenzy, which is what worries me. During the height of the .com bubble, the Nasdaq's PE ratio soared past 3 digits. Well, but it was also a brand new index back then. Relatively new. While the current PE is about 30 and is rather pale. That's why it's hard to call a halt to the AI rally now. But suffice to say that Warren Buffett is often fond of saying, a pin lies in wait for every bubble. When the two eventually meet, a new wave of investors learns some very old lessons. Ooh, that's such a good quote. That's such a cute quote. I actually personally believe that a lot of software companies propped up on A right now are a complete bubble. Like OpenAI, complete bubble. Oh boy. So. Oh boy. Yeah. Steve, it's funny you mentioned that about the Halo guy. I've hit him up quite a few times. He's a little worried about doing it for commercial purposes. So, yeah. But I agree with you. I think it's worth doing it, maybe hitting them up again. So thank you for that. Somebody says, Tesla cannot gain the lead then.
Gain the lead.
It's working again. Yeah, just don't look. I just won't look. Now, let's go look at something else. Somebody says something's giving them a middle finger pattern. On what chart? Baba. Oh. Yeah, Baba's valuation is incredibly low. Really, I think what's happening is markets are starting to price in this potential for negative growth. Not just no growth, but negative growth. Okay. So, Slayer. I love that. Would HouseHack ever make new build for their portfolio? HouseHack will probably eventually develop at some point in the future. But that's going to be like, we wouldn't buy new build off the shelf unless it was multifamily and we thought there was an opportunity in the deal. So, but we won't buy new build. Like, we don't like renovating multifamily because most of that's already priced in. Like, generally, you don't get a wedge on renovating multifamily. The investor competition is too sophisticated for that. But you could definitely get a wedge on single family renovations. Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is neither personalized financial advice nor real estate advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show should not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purpose of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services which we may benefit from. I personally operate and actively manage ETF and hold long positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuers other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker. Okay. Apple still sitting at March 1 to 8, and SocGen is now preparing to cut 800 jobs. That's French jobs to cut cost. That's the company that I like to call Societe Generale, but then people get mad at me when I say that. But yeah, okay, fine. SocGen. So cutting more than 500 roles. They have 56,000 employees. Yeah, that's pretty nominal, though. I mean, it's still 500 lives who have to now find a different job, but out of the 50, I didn't realize they had that many jobs. Jeez, 56,000 jobs. My God, damn. Do you think it might be smart to house hack multifamily this winter, considering renting my condo and buying multi? There are a lot of opportunities in multifamily. There are endless opportunities in multifamily. I will give you a very quick warning. In some markets, rents are collapsing because of this massive impetus of new construction, multifamily. So you have to be very careful how you underwrite your multifamily deals right now, because some deals look good, and then you're going to get in there and operate them, and you're going to go, bro, what the hell? So I think you have to be a little careful. It is a little bit of a tumultuous time. Tesla's about to lose the lead.